Greetings, degenerate. St. Michael here. Today we're going to be talking about South Park.
I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself a time.
And really the most recent season and the reaction to it. The show that was once in the pop culture zeitgeist so hard that it rivaled shows like Family Guy and even The Simpsons. Well, their latest season has just been lambasting Trump because funny, haha.
Hey, relax, guy.
Now, first off, I'm not against lambasting Trump. He's very mockable. He's very memeable. There's even jokes of him, with the way he moves his arms and the way he talks. And, even obviously his orange complexion. There's a meme of J.D. Vance dusting Cheeto powder on his face. We can laugh at it. That's not the problem. The problem is it seemingly is one-sided. Now, from a show that used to at least appear that they would take shots at every side, from the left and the right, from Muhammad to Jesus, it doesn't matter. This is disappointing at best. Some people are, crawling out of the woodwork to say, well, I was never a fan. It's like, okay, whatever. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't. I don't give a shit. I was. I love the pop culture bullshit. I love the parody. It's why I love South Park. It's why I love Grand Theft Auto. But the constant jokes about Trump being Saddam, the new Saddam character, look, when it first aired, I thought it was fucking hilarious. But it got old, and it was just like, can you do something else? I'm also not a real big fan of the whole season-long arc of South Park. Honestly, the shows like that work better when it's episodic, with some part twos here and there, or some, overarching kind of mass hour-and-a-half long special, like with Go God Go, or 200-201, and there was the Cthulhu era. But Trey and Matt just seem to be really, I don't know. Something's not right here. South Park creators defend Trump jabs, say they're just mocking pop culture. And sure, pop culture has, over years at this point, have been infected with political agenda. And the defense is always, well, it's always been political. Like, no, it's never been overt. That's the problem. We don't care about... Look, debate and free speech is important. If you don't believe in that, you don't belong in this country. That's just it. The most powerful thing you can be to a despot is the jester. That's who hurts the king the most, is the jester, because he shows the king for an absurd version of what he is. And he can do it right to his face. That's what free speech really should be, is us as the jesters. Us, the free people. We, the people, are the jesters. And we're going to shine a light on your insanity, of your absurdity. But if you're not going to do it fairly and on both sides, then you're just biased assholes. And everyone has bias, sure. But I can laugh at a Trump joke just as much as I can laugh at a Biden joke. And speaking of such, they didn't write one. Now, I don't know their political or their contractual obligations to Paramount. They did specials with COVID and Ozempic, which were funny, which were good. But for 4 years, it's not that you didn't just make a joke of Biden. You didn't do an episode. You didn't even fucking animate him. Really? The man couldn't have a sentence without just slurring like a stroke victim. No disrespect to John Fetterman, by the way. But that guy seems to be rewired correctly. Holy shit, what does a stroke do to a man?
Crazy.
But Biden fell upstairs, fell off a bike. He got lost on stage. Like, you couldn't make one joke, one simple low-hanging fruit joke about Biden, and you've done an entire fucking season with Trump? Really? You guys? Come on. From the people, from the twisted brains that brought you Team America, one of the funniest fucking movies. It's disappointing and kind of pathetic. South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone don't want viewers to think they are attacking Trump out of a personal animosity, though it feels that way. According to Variety, the pair recently sat down with the New York Times to explain their approach. We just very down the middle guys. No, you're not. You didn't do fucking shit with Biden. And what jokes did you make for Obama? You had him in the sexual harassment, the sexual addiction episode, and that's a fucking it. Parker said, any extremists of any kind we make fun of. We did it for years with the woke thing. That was hilarious, and this is hilarious to us. Look, fine, make fun of the woke shit, but you didn't do jack fucking shit with Biden. And it was so fucking obvious that there was hundreds of jokes you guys could have made. You could have made an entire season of that guy. You couldn't drum up one fucking episode? South Park creators keep attacking Trump and MAGA because politics is pop culture. Fine, sure, but do it evenly. And the new bosses at Paramount are letting us do whatever we want. Okay, there it is. So you're down the middle guys, but you're doing whatever you want. Okay, you guys were contractually obligated to Paramount for all of Biden's tenure, and you didn't want to do anything then? You didn't want to do one fucking thing? You had Cartman run a wiener shop called Dick and Balls, and you couldn't fucking do one thing for Biden? It's kind of pathetic, guys. And this is from a fan of yours and of your work. This is fucking pathetic. It's not that we got all political, it's that politics became pop culture. They're getting away from, let's take a look. It's like the government is just in your face everywhere you look. Co-creator Trey Parker told the New York Times, whether it's actual government or whether it's all the podcasters and TikTokers and the YouTubes and all of that, and it's just all political because it's more than political, it's pop culture. We're just very down the middle guys. Any extreme, okay. Yes, politics has seeped into pop culture. And I firmly believe, and a lot of people may disagree, but I believe politics is downstream from culture. It absolutely is. You change the culture, you change the way people will vote. It's not the other way around. I don't care what any of these fucking might makes right, power force motherfuckers want to tell me. Politics is downstream from culture. We have a culture. That's why we can't ban porn. I keep saying this. I would love to get rid of that garbage. But we can't ban it because too many men, and yes, too many women have just mass accepted it as a thing that we can just do. And you can bitch it and fucking complain about women doing it. It's like, oh, it's always women. Really? You're the ones fucking demanding it. You're the ones not supplying it. You're the ones, buying it, indulging in it. It's culture that matters. So why is the show now in its 28th season what Variety calls a series of full-blown Donald Trump takedowns? It's not that we got all political, it's that politics became pop culture. Many lament the change, noting that South Park was often at its best when lampooning other aspects of pop culture. The 2023 episode joining the Panderverse, which skewered Kathleen Kenney's leadership of Lucasfilm and gave us the line, "Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay," which is funny, has itself become part of pop culture. Yeah, South Park is as much pop culture as the pop culture they fucking rip on. They've become what they hate, I guess. I don't know. From the duo's perspective, those days are over. It's like government is just in your face everywhere. Yeah, I get it. It sucks to see government everywhere. It sucks to see Twitter just fucking flooded with garbage that doesn't matter. But South Park, you're supposed to be, I don't know, maybe the lighthouse in the sea of utter shit. Maybe, bring some levity to it and not just feed into it. That's the problem. It's like you got to do something better. South Park makes fun of everyone, well, except Obama, Biden, and Harris, but other than that short 12-year anomaly in their 25-year runtime, they've totally rose both. Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. I didn't even think about Kamala Harris. To be fair, they didn't have a season when that was going on. They didn't have a 2024 season. I'm just thinking of the election, but they could have easily lampooned her as well as a cackling hyena, right? And they didn't do shit. Obama barely appeared in the show, and Biden didn't at all. I don't even think Biden was even in the show during Obama's time as president. I don't think they even lampooned Biden as vice president, and he was even a joke back then. Excuse me. Let's see. Critics, however, have been quick to note that this is a recent development for the pair who took comprehensively easy on President Obama and Biden. Yeah, they didn't do shit with Biden at all. And it's so easy to make fun of him from his speeches, from his, getting lost. And look, going so much on a man who clearly has a disease, who clearly is dementia-ridden, fine. But he's a political figure, and he has every right to be made fun of just as much as Trump or Bush. Let's see. One comedy show decides there's nothing more to mock about President Trump, and the knives come out. Hollywood in toto says at the time they did the Charlie Kirk thing. This was right before he was shot and killed. One might ask, those knives were when South Park more or less ignored Biden Harris, while there were fewer episodes produced between 2021 and 2024. Yes, because they were under some obligation with Paramount to make specials, not so much seasons. The 2022 season, that it felt like they were going through the motions with satire. Yeah, and here's another thing. This picture reminded me. I remember the season 28 or whatever. I thought they were in their 30th season, but I could be wrong. That they did all of this. Do you remember the trailer for the latest season? The one that they're doing now? There were the plane crashes. There was the Canadians invading. There was this. There was all kinds of stuff. And then I believe they came out and said, no, none of it's going to be in the season. Look, I know they do their 7 days to air thing, but you put all of that in the trailer and nothing is going to be in it. Not the plane problems, not the whole Canada tariff thing. None of it. That was all bait and switch. That, honestly, that before everything pissed me off the most. Lampooning Trump is one thing, but that was blatant bait and switch. Abso-fucking-lutely it was. And that is horrifically unforgivable. Especially from these guys. Even though Biden had dropped out at that point and Harris seemingly offered plenty of comedic material, sure, the South Park showrunners only mentioned the former president, according to Variety. Parker told Vanity Fair, I don't know what more we could possibly say about Trump. And yet you keep making more, while never acknowledging that Harris was also on the ballot. You couldn't do anything with her? Again, cackling hyena. And the total racist voice change shit. Oh my God. Taboos. The duo claim that they are remaining true to the spirit of South Park. Sort of, not really. Which has always been parroting whatever is taboo. Well, what is more taboo than Biden's mental health? You weren't allowed to say anything. You were not allowed to say that he was demented. Even though we all saw it. It was an emperor had no clothes situation, and that is where the jester, that is where parody needs to stay front and fucking center, at the center stage. That is where parody is needed the most. When we are not allowed to say that the emperor is fucking running around demented and nude, you need to be there fucking mocking it. And that is the point of this channel, by the way, pointing out this bullshit. And again, big fucking fan of Trey and Matt, big fucking fan of South Park. That is fucking horseshit. Trey and I are attracted to that like flies to honey. Flies also are attracted to shit, so maybe not the best analogy. Stone said, oh, that's where the taboo is, over there. Okay, then we're over. Okay, but you didn't do fucking jack shit. This is the very first episode of South Park 28 years ago. Holy shit, man. I like the older, funny South Park. We get it. You hate Trump with all the equal-handed ferocity with which you hated Biden, Harris, Obama. Got it. You're becoming Howard Stern of cartoon. Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, we'll see what the later seasons do, but if they just keep doing this, it's not going to be fun. It's just going to be preachy, and they're going to become the very thing they fucking despise. You know? Parker and Stone trying to position themselves as very down the middle guys, simply staying afloat when all pop culture has gone political. They even suggest that Trump's time in the White House has forced the show's storyline onto the current trajectory. If there's one thing we know, it is that our show will be a lot longer than Trump's administration, so we just got to do this for now, Parker. Okay. And you outlasted the fucking Biden administration. You outlasted the fucking Obama administration. Where was the fucking material then? Where? You outlasted them? You didn't fucking make a single fucking joke about that shit. It's fucking... It's pathetic. It really fucking is. And from a show I love, from creators I admire, this is inexcusably biased crap. And it's just... passing the blame to say, oh, well, you know, politics has become pop culture and blah, blah, or vice versa. It's like, okay, sure. But where was the equal-handed treatment for Biden and Harris? Where? I mean, look, and they lampooned Hillary. They constantly do it. There was a part of the show where it's the news anchor, and it's like, and Hillary Clinton's ass just keeps getting bigger.
But Hillary Clinton's ass just keeps getting bigger.
They mocked Hillary during the 2015 era.
My opponent is a liar and he cannot be trusted. No!
Oh my god, she is such a turd sandwich.
What he is saying is simply not true. Do not believe it.
Now that season was meh, and everyone thought that she was going to win. They even had to redo the episode where Trump won. But you didn't do one thing for Biden? Really? There was nothing? I think if Trey and Matt are not outwardly doing this because they have TDS, they're being told to do it by those that absolutely do. I think their new bosses that let them do what they want don't. And it's either that or they're right and they're telling the truth that they do get to do whatever they want. But they were under contract with Paramount during the Biden years and they didn't do fucking jack shit. So you were doing what you want then? You couldn't do one joke, one scene with Biden? Didn't even animate him? I that's inexcusable in my book. It really is. Especially from someone that, you know, especially from people that claim to be, you know, down the middle and make fun of both sides. It's pathetic. Well, let me know what you think. Did you like the new season? Have you even watched it? Are you even fans of South Park in general? And subscribe for more rants about politics and pop culture, I guess. I guess this is a rant. Didn't really mean it, but yeah. And God bless, and may demons fear when you wake in the morning.